I'm Wraitho, and this is the first of 3 disturbing Christmas horror stories that ruined the holiday forever. This happened to someone who thought spending Christmas alone would be safer. Christmas Eve in northern Minnesota is usually quiet in a comforting way. Snow absorbs sound, turning streets into something soft and peaceful. For Ethan, that silence felt heavy. His father had passed away 2 months earlier, and this was the first Christmas without him. Rather than sit through forced smiles with relatives, Ethan chose to spend the night alone in the old family house. Snow began falling just before sunset. Thick flakes, no wind. By nightfall, the street outside was completely white and untouched. At 9:41 p.m., there was a knock on the front door. 3 slow knocks. Ethan frowned. No one ever visited that late, especially on Christmas Eve. He checked his phone. No messages, no missed calls. When he opened the door, the porch was empty. Just snow. And a single set of footprints leading up to the porch. They stopped right at the door. There were no footprints leading away. Ethan shut the door and locked it, his pulse suddenly racing. He told himself it was nothing. A neighbor, someone passing by. Still, he double-checked every lock in the house. At 10:16 p.m., the power went out. The house went completely dark. No streetlights, no distant glow. The silence felt unnatural. Ethan lit candles and sat on the couch, staring at the Christmas tree his mother used to decorate every year. The ornaments reflected flickering light, casting strange shadows on the walls. That's when he heard footsteps upstairs. Slow, heavy, careful. Ethan stood up, gripping the fireplace poker. "Hello?" he called out.
Hello?
The footsteps stopped. After a few seconds, they resumed, this time moving toward the stairs. Ethan backed up slowly. At the top step, something appeared. Wet footprints. One by one, snow melting onto the wood as if someone invisible was walking down. The footprints stopped at the bottom of the stairs, right in front of him. A voice spoke behind him. "Your father always let me in." Ethan turned. A tall man stood in the hallway. He was soaked, wearing a red winter coat dusted with snow. His beard was tangled and wet. His eyes were empty, lifeless, like nothing was looking back. The man smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Merry Christmas," he said. Ethan ran. He locked himself in the bathroom and called 911.
Please, you have to help me. I think he's still in the house.
Whispering through tears as slow footsteps moved outside the door. The man spoke calmly, repeating things Ethan's father used to say. Private jokes, childhood memories, things no stranger could possibly know.
Did you miss me, son? I've come home to keep you warm.
"Come out, Ethan," the voice said gently. "Your dad never locked me out." Ethan pressed himself against the wall, sobbing quietly, staying on the line with the dispatcher until police arrived.
Clear. Nothing here but dust.
He's long gone.
When officers searched the house, they found no intruder. But the back door was wide open.
Did you see that?
It's nothing, keep moving.
Over by the fence.
Behind the house, carved deep into the snow so hard it cut through to the grass below, were words written in large, uneven letters. He invited me every year. Ethan sold the house that spring. He moved states, changed his routine, tried to forget. But every Christmas Eve since, no matter where he lives, he wakes up to the same thing. Fresh footprints in the snow, leading up to his front door, and stopping there. Christmas had always been Melissa's holiday. Every year, she hosted dinner for her parents, her sister, and her 2 nephews in her quiet Ohio suburb. It was tradition, predictable, safe. That year felt no different at first. Snow fell lightly, music played in the background, and the house smelled like food and pine. It was around 8:30 p.m. when her youngest nephew tugged on her sleeve. "Aunt Mel, who's that present for?" Melissa smiled. "Which one, buddy?" "The brown one," he said. "The one in the back." Melissa knelt beside the tree. She hadn't noticed it before. A plain cardboard box sat half hidden behind the wrapped gifts. No paper, no bow, just a small tag tied with string. To Melissa. From me. She frowned. Everyone in the room denied putting it there. They laughed it off, joked about a late delivery or someone forgetting they brought it in. Melissa laughed too. But something felt wrong. She couldn't explain it. The box looked deliberate, out of place. She slid it farther back under the tree and tried to enjoy the night. As the evening went on, Melissa felt increasingly uneasy. She kept glancing toward the windows, expecting to see someone standing outside. The feeling wasn't supernatural. It felt human, like being watched by someone nearby. At 11:34 p.m., her sister volunteered to take the trash out. Seconds later, she screamed. Melissa ran outside, barefoot into the cold. The trash cans had been dragged across the driveway and arranged carefully in the snow to spell a single word. Open it. Police were called immediately. They searched the neighborhood. No footprints leading away. No cars seen. No witnesses. The officers suggested it was a prank, but Melissa knew it wasn't. After everyone left and the house grew quiet, the box sat under the tree like a threat. Melissa stared at it for a long time before finally opening it. Inside was a VHS tape, written in black marker, Christmas, 1998. Her hands began to shake. That was the year her childhood friend Aaron disappeared. Against every instinct, she played the tape. The footage started in her parents' old living room. She recognized the furniture instantly. The tree, the couch. The angle was wrong, hidden. The tape showed Melissa as a child opening presents, laughing. Then the footage jumped forward. School hallways, parking lots, college dorms. her first apartment. Someone had been filming her for years. The final clip made her chest tighten. It showed her current house. Earlier that night, from outside. Police traced the tape to an abandoned house 3 streets away. Inside, they found Christmas decorations hanging year-round. Photos of Melissa covered every wall, taken without her knowledge. On the kitchen table sat a note. "I waited for you to open it." Aaron's remains were discovered days later in a wooded area nearby. The person responsible was never identified. Melissa still hosts Christmas dinner, but she never places gifts under the tree anymore. And every year, she checks the corners of the room, just in case something new appears. Christmas morning is supposed to feel safe, warm, predictable. For David, it felt wrong the moment he woke up. He didn't wake to an alarm or sunlight. He woke to his wife screaming from downstairs. The sound snapped him out of sleep instantly. He ran down the stairs and found her standing frozen near the living room, one hand covering her mouth, the other pointing toward the fireplace. The cookies were gone. Not half-eaten, not nibbled. Gone completely. The plate was clean. At first, David thought maybe their son had snuck downstairs during the night. Then he noticed the footprints. Large, muddy, boot prints. They led away from the fireplace and down the hallway. Their 6-year-old son stood behind them, clutching his blanket, whispering, "Santa didn't leave."
They're still here, Daddy. Don't look at them. I think they can see us.
David grabbed the baseball bat they kept by the stairs and followed the prints slowly. His heart pounded louder with every step. The house was silent in a way it never was. No hum of appliances, no creaking wood. Just stillness. The footprints stopped at the guest room. Breathing came from inside. Slow, steady, human. David pushed the door open. A man lay on the bed wearing a filthy Santa suit. The beard was crooked. The red fabric was dark with dirt. His chest rose and fell slowly, like he was perfectly comfortable. The man's eyes opened. He smiled. "I was waiting for you," he said calmly. David stumbled backward, yelling for his wife to call the police. The man didn't move. He didn't rush. He just watched David, eyes relaxed, as if this moment had been planned. Police arrived minutes later and arrested him without resistance. What they discovered afterward was worse. The man had been living in their attic for weeks. There was a small crawl space above the guest room closet. Inside, officers found blankets, food wrappers, empty water bottles, and a phone charger plugged into an extension cord that had been snaked down through the wall. He had been watching them, listening, learning their routines. Small things suddenly made sense. Doors that felt unlocked. Items moved slightly. Noises they had blamed on the house settling. Then police found something that made David feel sick. 3 sleeping bags, 3 sets of clothes, and 3 names carved into one of the wooden beams. David's name, his wife's, and their son's. When the man was let out in handcuffs, he turned his head and smiled at David. "I wasn't the first Santa you ignored," he said. Police later told them he had a history of hiding in homes during the holidays, choosing families who were busy, distracted, trusting. The family moved out within a month. They don't decorate anymore. They don't leave cookies out. And every Christmas morning, David wakes up early and checks every room in the house, just to make sure no one else is still there. Which story scared you the most? Comment below and subscribe for more true horror stories.